Alright, what's up everybody? This is Zacharias. We're back with more of Avernum 2 Crystal Souls. We're outside the town of Darman, which we just left. Gonna explore a little out here. You meet a patrol of Avernum guards. They don't look like they've seen any tough action recently. They must not spend much time to the north. Their captain seems to recognize you. He says, "Hello friend, nice to see you in this area. If you're going to be in this area for a while, I'd appreciate it if you keep your eyes open. There are some Empire spies wandering around. They've been pretty careless, so you might be able to spot them." There was a hut here. You couldn't see it until you got right on top of it. It was placed between two high piles of rubble. Its owner must have wanted his or her privacy. The sunburst symbol of Avernum is on the door. The door is opened by a man in a thick leather jerkin. His sword is out, but once he sees who you are, he sheaths it. He's clearly a skilled fighter. The muscles ripple freely under the armor, and he moves with the grace of a dancer. His voice, however, is harsh and gruff. He says, simply, "I'm Kevtar. I've heard of you. Come in." He tells you he was a swordsman for Avernum for many years. He retired and moved here a year before the Empire invaded. He sometimes ambushes invaders and does training, but he mainly tries to stay out of the way of the war. He eventually says, "I fought for a long time. I forgot more about fighting than you'll ever know. But I want wealth like the next guy. Give me gold and I'll tell you some of my secrets fighting. What do you say?" Kevtar coldly, methodically takes you through a demanding regimen of training. He shares his insights into evading enemy blows with you. It's a painful time. Oh man, no weapon skills? Dang. This wrecked area is ruined twice over. It was the location of one of Avernum's first cities, but was abandoned in favor of better sites. Then, after the Slith Wars, Avernites tried to build a new city here. Alas, early in the war, during a daring Empire raid, the raiders razed it to the ground. Now there is nothing but a broad swath of rubble. There is also the potential for great things should peace ever return to your land. Okay, we have Fort Remote back over there. Before I go in any dungeon, I'm gonna make sure I explore more of this area. The tunnel slopes sharply downward to the east. Rocks have been cleared away along its length, forming a rough path. Okay, that's where we find the Rakshasa, or however you say it, Rakshasa, the Rakshasa. You are in what is called the Waste. It's the southwest corner of the Great Cave, which is notable for its utter uselessness. It's just a huge sheet of flat, solid rock, totally bereft of useful plants or interesting features. Mushrooms don't grow here. A platoon of Avernum soldiers and mages approaches and questions you. Once they're satisfied you're not Empire infiltrators, they tell you they're guarding the way to Patrick's Tower, which is to the south. Then you part ways. There is a battle going on at the end of this passage. One group of humanoids is blasting another group with spells. You should try to decide whether to get involved, but then the decision is made for you. The group that is getting blasted flees, heading straight towards you. You see that there's Avernite soldiers being chased by several humanoids. Before you can get out of the way, the battle is rejoined around you. Okay, so the Rakshasa, or however you say it, are really magical Nephilim, basically. At this point, though, we are very strong to take them on, so we'll eventually get to that dungeon when we can. But they are relatively annoying, so... Ogres themselves, I'm not really ever worried about. course, I'm going to pick up their loot for more loot. With your help, several soldiers are revived. They feel lucky to have survived. One of them says, "Those sayings were Rakshasas. Normally they keep to themselves, but they saw some patrol and stalked us. Be real careful if you go west. Those sayings have a lair out there. Thanks again for your help. We'll be sure to tell our commander what you did for us." They head north to Blosk, going as fast as they can. Okay, so we have that. That way blocked for some reason. Why this way blocked? The bridge you just crossed is falling into ruins, and the passage ahead is sealed by a cave quake. Humans don't come back here anymore. This is fortunate because the patch of mushrooms which recently sprouted up is useful for alchemy. Okay, so we have more gray mold at our disposal. I think the only way I can get to there is with the orb of Throne if I had it. A small, relatively new settlement has sprung up by this lake. It seems to be having some success growing mushrooms. It's not well defended, though. If they're not careful, an Empire patrol will wipe them out. A spring of fresh, clear water spurts from the ground here. Amazingly, the water is also somewhat warm. You take the opportunity for a pleasant rarity in Avernum. A nice, long bath. Yeah, I can imagine that Avernites can get pretty ripe after some time of exploring caves. A group of pitiful, rotting forms blocked your progress down the passage. They were humanoids once, with something to drain their life energy. They are a dangerous pack of undead. Happily, they're slow. They don't attack you, but they make it clear that they don't want you to go west. Okay. Might be some treasure out west then. That they're trying to deny us. I'm freaking terrified. You know what? I'm not even going to worry about, like, terrifying them. We'll just kill these things as fast as we can. It is very annoying, though, that terror doesn't work for me as often as it does when the NPCs do it. Okay, got a focusing crystal. Okay, they're clearly hiding some treasure or something back here, if they keep denying passage back there. Fortunately, revenants aren't like super overwhelmingly strong, especially not at this point, since we already killed like plenty of undead anyway. And man, it's crazy how we're 50 videos into this Let's Play, but I haven't really focused on the major storyline quest yet. We're just doing like the other work. But that's the beauty about this game. You can explore indefinitely. I think in the original Avernum 2 and even the first Avernum, there used to be a time. At the end of this corridor, there's a small cave. Inside, someone has rammed a Vontai blade deep into a pillar of crystal. Despite such treatment and the many years it's clearly been waiting here, the half of the blade you can see is still in good condition. With some effort, you could probably wrench the thing out of the stone. With the massive tug, you manage to pull the sword out of the stone. It comes out with a long, keening wail. It's as if it didn't want to become your possession. Doesn't matter, it's yours now. Okay, that is very good, but I think a certain NPC wants it, so we'll just hang on to it. So yeah, that's what they were guarding. But yeah, in the original Avernum and Avernum 2, I think there was a system of days that went by the longer you took, but they excluded it out of this one, I think, because it didn't really have any relevance. These crops are sickly. Mushrooms don't grow well in most of the Great Cave, but these poor farmers are trying their best. Okay. So here we are, we're back at, I think, Almeria now. You find a stone well out in the middle of nowhere. A small sign nearby reads Wishing Pool. You see coins glittering below the surface of the pool. Throw in a few coins? You throw in a few coins and make a wish. Nothing happens. Oh well. Pretty sure if we stole, though, then it would have been a penalty. From here, you have a great view of Avernum's greatest building, the castle, perched on a granite plateau many feet above you. Everyone simply calls it the castle, and from this view, it's easy to see why. No other building down here can match it. I have a feeling that these are more bandits. You meet a group of merchants. They travel along this remote length of road and deal with farms and travelers. It's a strange sort of living. It doesn't seem like they would do well out here, but they seem to be prosperous. When you get a close look at their goods, you realize that they were probably obtained and sold under less than legal circumstances. That would explain why they're out here and why they're doing well. These shifty merchants will sell you secondhand goods at ridiculous prices. To their credit, they have a very interesting selection. Not gonna buy anything from them though. What's this here? You find a small collection of farms ringed by a large barricade. The farmers, once they see you're friendly, welcome you in for talk in large mugs of harsh mushroom ale. Their mushroom fields are, as you expected, sparse and unproductive. For some reason, mushrooms simply don't grow as well in the Great Cave. In fact, very few beneficial plants flourish here. A lot of food needs to be brought from towns and other caves. Okay, we got some fine steel. Oh, I didn't even realize I had these. Rune Greaves. Oh, this does not encumber mages, so we can put this on him. Okay, that's actually very good. Out here in the fungal forest, you meet a short old man carrying a shovel and bucket. He is busily scraping invasive lichen from the base of a large tree. With the war going on, you wonder why he bothers. You ask him, "Excuse me, but why are you out here alone?" He bows to you. Then he says, "I am but a humble gardener in His Majesty's Royal Forest Preserve. I must fulfill my duty regardless of our enemies. It is my honorable duty." With that, he bows to you and resumes his weeding. Ooh, that still would be dangerous at this time. Grotto Succor. We're probably too strong for that at this point, but we'll take it. The water below the fridge reeks of rotten eggs. Thick yellow sulfur deposits line the riverbank. Rising fumes make you dizzy. In the middle of this hellish, sulfurous landscape, you have found a small, cozy hut. Clumps of green fungus surround the home. There are a few hardy sorts of flora that thrive in this atmosphere. You knock, it is quiet, you wait patiently. Eventually, the door is opened by a woman in black robes. She's not very old, but her long hair is snowy white. She has a thickly white skin of one who has spent most of her life in the underworld. She smiles and says, "Ah, a soldier. Welcome. Would you like to come in?" She seems friendly, but it could be a trap. Well, it's better to at least take a chance. She lets you in. "Welcome, travelers. I've heard of you. The castle has sent me word of your deeds. I am Silverlock. I live up here so I can watch the plains below and work in peace." She makes you fungus tea and you talk. You tell her of your travels and of the Vonatai, and she tells you how she makes wonderful potions with an amazing variety of powers. When your tea is finished, you get up to leave. Silverlock says, before you go, would you like to purchase some of my potions? Silverlock lives in a grim, dead, foul-smelling area where she works in solitude to craft some of the finest potions in Avernum. There is a fumarole at the top of this plateau. It is a wheat geyser spouting sulfurous steam. The ground is caked with yellow mineral deposits. It is not a pleasant place. Your eyes start to water. Okay, I think I already got that dialogue before. I think I already went to this. All right, another healing elixir. Your knowledge of these caves serves you well. You notice that some of the growths at the base of these trees are gray mold, which has powerful healing properties. Okay, more gray mold. Yeah, dang, we actually got a lot right now. These are the Plains of Death. It's a large section of this barren wasteland, forever declared a resting place for those who have died to defend Avernum. You immediately note this place has grown a lot since the last time you were here. You meet a group of Avernum soldiers. They have been given the honor of guarding the burial grounds. You talk with them for a while. They're a surprisingly cheery lot. Turns out that a wide variety of evil forces come here to try to steal the bodies and make an undead army. It's a very popular goal among the forces of darkness. Fortunately, these guards are here to put a stop to any such shenanigans. Watching bodies is dull work, but it beats staging a last chance defense against the armies of the Empire. You note that some of the grave markers have Sarakai names on them. You look closely and realize that this graveyard, created for those who have fallen in the name of Avernum, has several sliths in it. Human and slith resting together, as good a reason for hope as any. This hut has been abandoned for some time. The walls are falling in. Several soldiers, garbed in the armor of Avernum, are sitting around a campfire. They wait for you to approach. When you get close, the soldiers shift and waver before your eyes. Then they vanish. They were an illusion. You realize that it's a trap. You turn around only to find that you've been ambushed. Oh, more of these freaking cat creatures. Rakshasas, or however you say their name. Oh yeah, we can definitely take on that dungeon here soon. I just wanted to explore. Or the outside here. So I think a friendly approach is always best, and then just straight up attacking, because the key thing is make sure you don't suffer a reputation and a penalty in reputation. You examine the strange tiger-headed creatures. They are Rakshasas, rare, strange, magical humanoids. You wonder where they came from. They may have a lair near here. They were probably the creatures who attacked and destroyed the farmhouse. These Avernites have been avenged. There is also another encounter I wanted to find here. Not this one, but... There is a band of Avernite soldiers here watching the border. When they see you, they're immediately suspicious. They grill you intensely about who you are, where you came from, and why you're here. What the heck? Was that a glitch right there? Did they forget? Did Jeff forget to put in dialogue for that encounter? I have never seen that before, or at least I don't remember it. Yeah, I've played this game at least a few times before this Let's Play, and I have never even seen that before, or at least I don't remember it. That has to be a glitch then, because these are clearly bandits that you're supposed to attack, or that attack you. Okay, but there was also, and not this encounter, but there was also another encounter I was supposed to, that I wanted to show you all. If I can find it. Yeah, that was weird that I did not get any dialogue in that second screen. You find a body at the bottom of the nest. Rusty armor has a crown symbol of the Empire on it. There is also a pike which is still in good shape. Wait, I didn't even get any loot from that. Okay, that was definitely a glitched a group of bandits right there. Okay, those are just regular guards. There is an encounter I'm looking for, though. Okay, that group tells us about the Rakshasas. God, that's gonna be a tongue twister for me this whole Let's Play. Hopefully I don't have to deal with too much of those. Okay, those are the... You meet a group of ragged refugees. There are 12 of them, mostly men, all very tired and hungry. They shuffle forward, eyes to the ground, trying to avoid you. You speak with them for a while. They seem reluctant to talk to an Avernite, and you soon learn why. Okay, this was the encounter I was trying to find. The refugees from the Abyss. The Abyss was where Avernum sent people who were petty criminals or too rebellious to fit in. When the Empire invaded Avernum, the Abyss was the first place to fall. The few who escaped fled to Avernum, where they weren't at all welcome. One man speaks with you while the others hang back. We are poor and hungry, brave warrior. We don't want to depend on Avernite mercy, but we got no choice. You spare a few coins? You do know that there is a colony of Abyss refugees to the east of here. The man seems surprised. They clearly haven't heard about the refugee camp. Our own kind? Together? That sounds a lot better than wandering around. Thanks for telling us. Feeling a touch of hope at last, the refugees start marching east as fast as their exhaustion allows. Okay, and our reputation improved for that because even if they are people from the Abyss, they're still a common enemy. Okay, and I think I might have time to squeeze in that mission to... Actually, let's go ahead and do this. Because I think this is going to be a pretty annoying, like, dungeon. So, I know this might be a bit of a shorter part here, but I'm going to go ahead and save the game right here, and I'll see you all soon with the next part of the Let's Play.